returning from a disappointing and often frustrating road trip. But even more welcome is the familiar pop off of Josh Hamilton's bat. As the young season takes wing, Hamilton's patience at the plate showing signs of paying dividends. A payoff for an all-star capable of carrying this team on his back alone. With a 7-game homestand in front of them, we say welcome home Rangers and welcome back Hambo. And another welcome tonight, another 6'4", 230-pounder from the Carolinas. That's not Josh Hamilton, that's Justin Smoke. He will make his Major League debut tonight. A highly anticipated Major League debut on a beautiful night for baseball here in Arlington. It's the Rangers and the Detroit Tigers. We welcome you to Texas Ranger Baseball. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Josh Lewin, and let's start by talking Josh Hamilton. It's been kind of down, then up, then down, and now back up again.
Yeah, I think right after the slow start, he's been right on the verge of really breaking out. He looked that way in Boston. He had a couple of big hits. He had a 3-run homer to tie a game in Boston. He had a double to start the rally in yesterday's game. And I think the biggest thing he's doing this year is showing more patience at the plate. He's walking at a rate this year that's about 3 times greater than the rate he walked last year. Yesterday, when he led off late in the game with a double to get the Rangers rally going, he laid off a really tough 2-1 pitch to let the count go to 3-1. Last year, I don't know if he takes that pitch, but I think he's a better hitter right now than he was at any time last year. It just seems like he's right on the verge of breaking out.
And hopefully we can say the same tonight for the guy who's going to be on the mound. Rich Harden gets a call tonight, and he really has not showed his best side as a Ranger quite yet. He'll have that chance tonight against the Tigers when we come back. Southwest brought to you tonight by the Ford F-150. Check out the 2010 F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By Progressive. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. By Jack in the Box. Try Jack's new grilled sandwiches, a turkey bacon cheddar or deli trio. By Budweiser. With full flavor and a crisp, clean finish, it's what we do. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It's on. And the Rangers are back home. Justin Smoke has been promoted from AAA. His on-base percentage was a staggering .476. He plays a pretty good first base, a switch hitter that draws a lot of comparisons to a young Mark Teixeira. And that's a lot to live up to, but here he is, a first-round pick of just a couple years ago, dipping his feet into the Major League pond tonight and taking on the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers are 9-7. They're 2 games back in the Central. Their batting order features youth and experience at the top with Austin Jackson and Johnny Damon. Then it's Ordonez and Cabrera. Got another guy making a big league debut tonight. That's the DH for the Tigers, Brennan Bosch. Brandon Inge will follow Bosch. Then you've got Alex Avila, Scott Sizemore, and Ramon Santiago. And Scott Feldman was supposed to get the start tonight. He's feeling a little bit under the weather, so here's Rich Harden instead.
4th start for Rich. He's had 3 so far this season, averaging a lot of pitches per inning, 21.6 pitches per inning. That's the most among any American League starter. And really, as you look forward down the road this season, that number has to come down. He's getting a lot of fly balls compared to ground balls, the 4th highest ratio in the American League.
Now, Harden has not established quite yet what the Rangers were hoping to see him establish. That doesn't mean that it's not going to turn around. This will be a real nice time to do that tonight. He's pitching on his regular rest because of the off day on Monday. And even though the Rangers got in at the odd hour of about 3 or 4 a.m., the Tigers didn't get in until after 6 a.m. coming in from Anaheim. Harden did fly in ahead just in case he had to make the start tonight, so he's rested. We have 81 degrees at game time, by the way. And Harden begins 0-2. Austin Jackson, the batter. He's out of Denton Ryan High School, Billy Ryan High School up in Denton. And some big things expected of him, dealt over from the Yankees in the offseason.
I remember hearing about Austin Jackson when he was 12 or 13, maybe younger than that, when he was dominating the youth leagues. In fact, Baseball America used to pick the best player at every age, and I think he was picked the best 12 or 13-year-old player in the country. The interesting thing about him was, as great as he was in baseball, as a youngster, he was even better in basketball.
Georgia Tech had designs on him being their point guard down there in Atlanta.
This ball really sails away from him. Looked like it might be on the outside corner, and then the movement that it had just took it way out of the strike zone.
That's 25 strikeouts already for the youngster. That's the most in the American League. Now, Jackson was supposed to be getting room to replace Johnny Damon in New York if Damon left for free agency. And as it turns out, both Jackson and Damon have left New York and wound up here with Detroit. Johnny Damon bidding for a 10-game hitting streak. It's not going to happen yet. Andres Blanco makes the catch. And for all the jabber about where Damon was going to end up in the offseason, a lot of people thought he'd go back to New York. He is indeed a Detroit Tiger. Here's the Rangers' defensive setup tonight. Again, Smoke is what you notice at first base. Harden and Trainer, the Ranger battery.
You don't have any way of knowing how this game is going to turn out, but theoretically, you have to think that the pitchers have a little bit of an advantage over the hitters. The hitters got in with the team. The pitchers got in earlier in the day. They should be a little bit more rested. Doesn't mean that's the way it's going to play out, but I think in theory, you might think it would.
Maglio Ordonez off to a pretty decent start. He's got 10 runs batted in. He's a guy that has always hit so well in this ballpark. Vlad Guerrero famously has the best batting average of any active player here.
Maglio looks a lot different with the short hair.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
He looks younger. Looks about 5 years younger this year.
Probably about 8 pounds lighter, having lost all the hair.
Well, he's been a good hitter for a long time. 312 lifetime hitter. Guy that doesn't strike out very much for a middle of the order guy.
He did not have a good year in 09, but as the Tigers stayed in contention, they wanted that veteran bat in the lineup, which led to his contract vesting for 2010, which means here he is again for Jim Leyland. Harden missing. That's going to be his 15th walk in 14 innings as a Ranger.
Well, he got the first 2 hitters in 8 pitches, and you're hoping he could get Ordonez early in the count and have a 10 or 12 pitch inning and get off to a really good start as far as the pitch count goes.
Got to face another hot hitter here. That's Miguel Cabrera. He's doubled in 5 games in a row. The Tigers last year, they managed to be 8 games over 500 despite getting outscored. And they were 3 games up with 4 games to go, but somehow coughed it up. First team ever to be 3 games up with 4 games to play and not make the playoffs. So they're trying to bounce back from all that. They did get jobbed a bit in that play-in game at Minnesota. Brandon Inge appeared to get hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the top of the 12th. That was not called. The Twins ended up winning it in the bottom of the 12th on a single by a 202 hitter, Alexei Casilla. We mentioned 81 degrees at game time. And initially the forecast was for a chance of some thunder, but I guess if there is going to be that kind of activity, it's going to be well after midnight tonight. So just a perfect night here in Arlington. Towards first, and Justin Smoke, welcome to the big leagues, kid.
Wow, what a nice first play for Justin.
As advertised early, and there is no score tonight against the Tigers. For the Rangers tonight, presented by Southwest Airlines. Elvis Andrus on Elvis night at the ballpark leads it off. Young and Hamilton, Guerrero and Murphy with Nelly Cruz getting the night off. Justin Smoke makes his big league debut tonight. Trainer, Blanco, and Bourbon rounded out against Max Scherzer. We saw him last year with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, he pitched a really good game against the Rangers last year. Young kid, 11th pick in the draft a few years back. Outstanding stuff. Hard thrower. That was a terrific trade for the Tigers. It was a huge trade. I won't go into the whole trade, but basically they traded Edwin Jackson and ended up with Scherzer. There's a lot of other players and other teams involved, but just even up Scherzer for Jackson is in the Tigers' best interest because he's younger and has the same type stuff. University of Missouri kid. He struck out 174 batters last year in 170 innings.
Look at that on-base percentage for Andrews, .421. Gonna pop that one in the air down near the right field line. Up there for a while before it's grabbed. That's Ordonez in right, working with Damon and Jackson. Inge, Santiago, Sizemore, and Cabrera around the horn. Alex Avila working with Max Scherzer, two youngsters. Yeah, Scherzer's got that power arm. Everyone says when he harnesses his breaking ball, sky's the limit for him. Michael Young had a triple against him in that game that Tag was just talking about in Arizona last year, but all the other hits he gave up were singles in that game, and he won pretty handily. Young, base hit right field. Had been 0 for 9 in his last 9 trips, but that ends right there. Josh Hamilton comes up next. A typical Michael Young hit, just knocking it to right. Michael will become the all-time leader for the Rangers in hits this year, barring injuries. Got a countdown going on that fairly soon. He's now about 65 or 70 away from Pudge for all time. On the corner to Hamilton, strike one. Love the fact that Josh's on-base percentage is in the .370 range. Not really hitting for average yet, but he's been walking quite a bit. And that opposite field approach, that's where most of the hits have been coming when he's been getting them. Remember, Josh's on-base percentage last year dipped into the 3 teens. So to be in the 370s, that's on par with where he was back in that great year of '08.
Josh walked 25 or 26 times last year and 350 or 60 at bats. He's walked 10 times this year and 50 at bats. Almost 3 times the rate that he walked last year. And the walks aren't the only thing that tell the story. It's the patience within an at bat, even if you put the ball in play, that works to your advantage as well.
High fastball to get him. Vlad Guerrero comes up next.
Scherzer's had 3 starts this year. He didn't give up a run in one of them. He gave up 2 in the other 2. So he's had a couple of good starts. 3 good starts. Tigers have Rick Porcello, another young pitcher, to go with Scherzer, Justin Verlander. A couple of really good, some of the top young pitching prospects in baseball in their minor league system, too.
An amazing collection of power arms. Imagine if they had kept Fernando Rodney in their bullpen, too. It'd be one more.
Yeah.
Vlad Guerrero on that first homestand as a Ranger, all he did was hit .500. He went 12 for 24. But it did not go as well on the road. Rangers trying to get the jump on a tired Tiger team. Again, they got in at dawn this morning from Anaheim. Rangers flew all night as well, getting in from Boston. They gained an hour. A 3-0 win yesterday, and as Ron Washington said afterwards, it was just nice to smile again. Road trip began with 2 wins, but then there were 6 losses before the victory yesterday. And the first shutout for the Rangers at Fenway was 6 hits or less since 1988. Big time credit to C.J. Wilson in the bullpen. A lot of throws to first. I guess the word is getting out about those running Rangers here, Tom.
Well, if you had your advanced scout looking at the Rangers, which I'm sure the Tigers did, he saw that series against the Red Sox when they stole 13 bases. Rangers have had 7 different runners steal a base, so it probably makes sense for the pitcher to make sure that they're careful. Rangers pick their spots pretty good, though. They don't get thrown out very often.
No, only once all year. Remember, the Rangers had no steals in their first 6 games, so for them to be leading now 15 games in, that's coming on.
Yeah, the interesting thing about those steals is that's without Ian Kinsler at second base.
That's right.
And the second basemen have not been stealing bases. So you put Ian in there, and it really gives the Rangers some guys that can run. And the key to maintaining that throughout the season is for Andrus and Bourbon to get on base a lot. If they do, they've each got a chance to steal 35 or 40 bases. If you ask them, they'd probably say that's a low number.
Inside to Vlad Guerrero, David Murphy on deck. Michael Young goes. Vlad Guerrero down the right field line, foul into the crowd. Darren Oliver got the save in that game yesterday, by the way. First one in 16 years for Darren. And C.J. Wilson gets his first win in the big leagues as a starter.
And it just shows the confidence that Ron Washington has in Darren. It's kind of an unconventional save for one of your setup guys to come in, get out of the 8th, and then pitch the 9th with right-hand hitters up.
That ball hammered down the left field line, but it's foul. Wow.
That's one. Don't get in front of that one, folks. Unless you want a trip to the emergency room.
That ball was scorched right down the middle of the plate.
And it's too bad he got out in front of it a little bit. Pulled it foul.
Yeah, pulling his hands back in. That was a good move right there.
You better have a glove if you want to try to catch that.
A titanium plated glove. Again, Michael Young on the move. Vlad Guerrero nails it to center. Jackson is back. This ball flies. Home run! Big bad Vlad had just missed to right. He had just missed to left, and then he split the difference.
Well, you don't generally see that many balls hit hard in that same at bat. Usually when you pull one a little bit foul that hard, that's your shot for that at bat. And he comes back and hits one to center field just as hard. Same pitch almost. He just changed his approach a little bit. Instead of being out in front of it, he waited on it.
So Vlad is now a .409 career hitter in this ballpark.
A little harder out there on the hill than it normally is. Usually the balls stick out there. It's like the off day helped Vlad yesterday. Got a day off. Comes out smoking today.
Vlad had been just 3 for his last 20. A terrific at bat right there. The long home run by Vlad Guerrero. 411 feet, we're told. Now the 1-2 to Murphy. And down he goes. Justin Smoke is left on deck. A ball was smoked, however. A 2-run shot from Vladimir Guerrero as the Rangers on top. Ballpark, and I throw that out there as a big-time disclaimer as we go to Jim Knox.
Thank you very much, Josh. Tom, thank you very much. This polyester suit feels like 110 out here. I got the great Jim Sundberg talking about a Ranger triple play coming May 23rd, right?
If I can say this as good as you look, it's marvelous. But we have the Park Place dealership triple play that's coming up, and it's at the Anatole in Dallas, and on May 23rd. It's something that we really partnership with every year with Park Place, and a lot of games, a lot of fun, an auction. Players are all there. It's really our big foundation event of the year. All the proceeds go to the Texas Ranger Foundation, and you can go online, texasrangers.com/triple play.
And that's for Ranger fans to go online, get tickets, and support a great event. Everybody's going to be there, all the Ranger players. They may sit with one of them, right?
After a Sunday day game, you may sit with one, and it is a great event, a lot of fun.
All right, excellent. Good to see you, Jim. Thank you very much.
Wow.
You got an encore for us?
Wise men said, only fools.
All right, Elvis is out of here. Elvis has left the building.
We really did justice to Brennan Bosch's first big league at bat right there, didn't we?
Wow.
All right, during all that, and that really was special, guys. Thank you. Hey, how about Brennan Bosch? This guy just comes up from Toledo today. The very first pitch he sees in the big league, he almost hit it out. He went the other way. Josh Hamilton had to play it off the wall. It's a double for the 6'6" Brennan Bosch.
Let's just hope that Brennan's family wasn't TiVoing our feed for his first major league hit.
Our humble apologies to the Bosch family if they are doing that. That's a good prospect right there, and they did roll the baseball in for him. He'll have that souvenir, but he'll always be able to tell that story. You know what happened during my first big league hit? Multi-time Gold Glover Jim Sundberg was singing Elvis tunes on TV. Jim's other career as a marine biologist not panning out, so he did a pretty nice job there.
Yeah, they were great.
How about Jim Knox in the Elvis gear?
Knoxie's going to have to put on a little weight to fill that suit out a little bit, though.
What was Elvis's choice? A peanut butter and banana sandwich?
Yeah, it's one of them.
So Bosch, the runner at second base. And yeah, they brought him up today when Carlos Guillen went on the DL. Bosch was leading the International League in runs batted in. He had 17 of those off to kind of a Nelson Cruz kind of start.
Yeah, he was a high draft choice out of college. kind of a slow start in the minor leagues, but he's gotten better every year. He had a big season last year in the minor leagues and off to a huge start this year. So he paid his dues. He's ready to be here.
Inge reaches out, drives it into center, and whoa, what an adjustment made by Bourbeau, and the ball really appears to be jumping out there tonight.
Yeah, I thought he was going to catch it easy, and then I thought it was over his head.
And
then Julio thought the same thing.
Julio's turning around to watch a replay on the scoreboard. The Bosch has to idle at second. And an interesting guy coming up next, Alex Avila, who was the son of the Tigers' assistant general manager. This was not just a courtesy draft pick. This is a very highly regarded catcher that was at the University of Alabama, played with Tommy Hunter at Alabama. Former Ranger Gerald Laird is the other catcher the Tigers have. Laird has played most of the games. Avila gets the start tonight. Rich Harden, who had the 20 or so pitch first inning, trying to fight back here in the second. There's a good look at Gerald Laird, 4 years as a Ranger. He was a popular Ranger, especially with his teammates. He started calling himself one man, five tools. That's why he wore the number 15.
Does one man have that many tools?
1-2 delivery from Harden is upstairs. As for the Rangers catching situation, it's still Matt Trainer and Taylor Teagarden right now. Jared Saltalamacchia is going to catch back-to-back games tonight and tomorrow at rehab on AAA. If that goes well, we could see Salty maybe beginning of next week. Off-speed pitch down and in. Pretty good take right there by young Mr. Avila.
It was for a young hitter. That's a strikeout pitch. The changeup. Rich gets a lot of guys to swing at that pitch a little bit out of the strike zone.
Now missing in. So Harden has walked the third batter in both innings so far and continues his pace of walking a batter per inning so far as a Ranger. Double play in order, though. Scott Sizemore, the batter. Now the Tigers let Placido Polanco walk away to Philadelphia. And they were confident that Sizemore could step in and kind of pick up the slack. He's not nearly the defensive player that Polanco was, but he's got more pop.
He had a good offensive year last year. He played half the season at AA, half the season at AAA. Hit 39 doubles, hit 300, hit 17 home runs, stole 21 bases. The guy that doesn't walk, one of those guys that doesn't walk very much and doesn't strike out very much. At least that was the case last year.
The other thing you notice about him, he's one of those few players that's going with those superhero batting gloves that have been marketed to the major league players.
They offer a little more padding in the wrist area, which can be a huge advantage in case you take one there from the pitcher.
As hard as Harden throws, it's probably not an awful idea. A lot of the Rangers players tried them, just I guess didn't really take with a lot of them. They're just so used to the other kinds of gloves that they wear. It's a pretty active batting stance that Sizemore has as well. The way he sets up.
Now the yellow part of those gloves is where the padding is. And it doesn't mean it's going to cushion the blow to where you don't get hurt, but it should minimize the damage anyway.
Rangers leading on a Vlad Guerrero home run to center field. Good pitch right there. Sizemore down on strikes. Second one of those for Rich.
When you see Rich throw that 91-mile-an-hour fastball by Sizemore, you can imagine what it looked like a couple of years ago when he was throwing 97 and 96 miles an hour. How much more difficult it was to hit that pitch. But he has good deception. The ball sneaks up on the hitter, and if he commands the pitches the way he needs to, his fastball the way he wants to, then 91, 90 is plenty of velocity. I think for Rich it's just a matter of getting the ball to go where he wants it more often.
Santiago rolls it towards second base. Justin Smoke's got it on the bag, and Justin Smoke is about to hit for the first time as a big leaguer when we come back to Arlington. View of Justin Smoke. If you're a Rangers fan in the know, then you've certainly heard the name before. The guy he often gets compared to, Mark Teixeira, has long moved on out of here. It took Tex a while before he got his first at bat to go his way in the big leagues. His first hit was after 13 that didn't work out. Smoke is primed to get this done right away against Scherzer. Battle of number 11 picks in the draft, Tom. Scherzer in 07, Smoke in 08. The Rangers were pretty staggered that he was still around to be picked at number 11.
You have to think that signability had a little bit to do with that. Some of the teams shied away. They weren't sure if they could sign him.
Well, we're seeing a pretty good example here of why the Rangers like him and want him in the big leagues right now. He is very happy to take strikes to get to a better strike. Off speed, 2-2. He was a star for Team USA in last year's Baseball World Cup. Made a lot of noise there. 14 games, he had 9 home runs. And his first activity at the plate is a bounding ball to first. And he begins 0 for 1. And some polite applause for him as he goes back to the dugout. Chris Davis took his demotion like a man, and He knows that even though he had the great spring training, it just didn't translate really into April. He's got to go back and get that stroke back.
One of our ace cameramen is Dave Curlis. His son Brian is 21 today. Happy birthday, Brian. And the Texas Rangers Women's Club is here tonight. There's Dave.
He's got a 21-year-old.
How could Dave have a 21-year-old? That's hard to believe.
Trainer behind 0-2.
Women's Club is in the Bill Terry suite tonight. Always appreciate the Women's Club and everything they do for the Rangers. Thanks for being here, ladies.
Yep. We'll be handing out the Elvis Andrus bobbleheads and the Elvis Andrus t-shirts the next couple of games. The Elvis bobblehead tomorrow night. A 7:05 first pitch. We got an advanced look at the bobblehead. Very nice looking Elvis playing defense bobblehead. Trainer out towards right center field. And Jackson on the run has got it. Andres Blanco will come up next. It is an all Elvis weekend. And the Elvis Andrus bobblehead is the promotional giveaway for tomorrow. There's the red Elvis Andrus t-shirt for the kids on Sunday.
That's a good bobblehead, too. It actually has a likeness to Elvis.
Uh-huh.
Very nice bobblehead.
You have to draw on. No, I guess you don't have to draw on the goatee. Elvis has gone just straight goatee, no beard now, and that's what the bobblehead is working to. Courtesy of Medical Center of Arlington tomorrow. Ooh, this one in and hitting Blanco. We should mention, with Blanco playing second base tonight, Ian Kinsler's rehab has begun in earnest down in Arizona. He got 10 at-bats today. And the reason they can do that, it's instructional league, just every inning. You can have whoever you want leading off. So,
yeah, they don't keep score in that league.
Sounds like they maybe batted around in one inning.
It's like a YMCA T-ball league. No one knows what the score is. Just get me the drinks afterwards.
Yeah, Ian went for a grape snow cone when he was done today. That's his most favorite. Bourbon really taken to this number 9 spot in the order, just like Elvis is taken to the top spot in the order. Those two guys have flip-flop. Number 9 hitters so far this year for the Rangers are hitting .320. That's the best in the major leagues.
Well, one of the guys most responsible for that is Elvis, and got him to the leadoff spot.
No pitch, says home plate umpire Mike Everett. Time had been called. Remember when Mike Everett broke in 1996, his first game behind the plate involved the Tigers, and he threw out about half the stadium in that game. Tigers and the Angels. Both chapel leaders on the respective teams got tossed. That's how bad that one got. Mike Everett's become a very, very good umpire. Bourbon, kind of an inside-out approach. Will take it down and foul near third. Rangers 6-9 as they begin this 7-game homestand. First of 9 games that they'll play against these Tigers this year. They really struggled against them a year ago, went 2-7. Been forever since they've won in Detroit. There goes Blanco. And the throw down is a pretty good one. It's only the second time all year a Ranger's been caught stealing. That's Avila erasing Blanco. And at the end of 2, Rangers 2 and the Tigers nothing. Your baseball brought to you by Geico Insurance, where 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance, and by AT&T. See what's new from AT&T? Visit att.com for details. Austin Jackson, the speedy leadoff man for the Tigers, will take on the outside corner from Rich Harden. It's a Vlad Guerrero 2-run missile. It's got the Rangers leading tonight 2-0. The Rangers with a shutout yesterday in Boston. Rich Harden trying to keep those vibes alive tonight against a hot-hitting Tiger team. Got that new RoboCam to play with, and we can show you, zooming in from a nice angle, the greatness of Vladimir Guerrero. That ball fouled by Jackson into a good-sized crowd here tonight, probably about 25,000. Fireworks after the game. Crowd around 30,000 expected tomorrow, and a good crowd expected Sunday too for the day game. Another foul up into the crowd. Jackson has been prone to the strikeout. We mentioned earlier he leads the American League so far. Chips it towards right, and the Baylor boy, David Murphy, will make the catch. Folks, you can follow the Rangers on your iPhone, your iPod Touch, your BlackBerry, your Android phone, those implants in your head, whatever you got. MLB.com at Bat 2010, featuring play-by-play video, highlights, etc. TexasRangers.com has more details. Johnny Damon takes a strike. Johnny Damon's been at this for a while now. 16 seasons. This is a guy that didn't even hit 300 his senior year of high school. That one curling towards left and on the run. There is Josh Hamilton.
I can remember when Johnny Damon, vaguely remember when Johnny Damon was coming out of high school in Florida. Before the high school season started, he was one of the guys being talked about as one of the top picks in the draft that year, and ended up sliding, I think, to the end of the first round, maybe sandwich pick somewhere around in there, because he really didn't have a great high school senior year. As it turned out, Kansas City made a great choice.
Mags Ordonez with a walk in the first inning. And steers himself ahead 2-0. Ordonez, as we mentioned earlier, as you check the Ford leaderboard, second best ever in this ballpark, hitting .350. Actually, that's just against the Rangers in general, hitting .350. It's even better at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. It's about .385. I would not have had Mark Teahan on that list. Well, this is like clockwork now. The third batter of each inning so far has drawn the walk from Rich Harden.
The second time that Jackson has led off in this game. Rich got two relatively quick outs and then walked Ordonez.
That means he's got to deal with Cabrera as the tying man. It's the only player besides Joe Mauer to get a first place MVP vote last year was Miguel Cabrera. Mauer gobbled up the other 27 votes. Weird year, though, for Cabrera, Tom, last year. His teammates were whispering really all season about his work ethic, and by the end of the season, they stopped whispering, and they were talking pretty loud. And they say he has recommitted himself, starting to take some things more seriously on the field and off.
Well, he had that incident. I can't remember exactly what the details were, but a late night incident right when they were in a pennant race. I don't think that sat well with his teammates. But he's young. He's, you know, he makes some mistakes. It's what he does after the mistakes that count. There's no denying his talent, though. Boy, he's put up some big numbers for a kid that's still in his mid-20s.
That's the thing. I mean, he was a 4-time All-Star by the age of 24.
That's pretty amazing. I remember when he first got called up, he's playing in the World Series. I don't know how old he was, 19 or 20.
Yeah, just turned 20.
It didn't matter who was pitching. He looked like he was going to murder the ball every time he swung.
Well, that 3-run homer he had off Roger Clemens in Game 4 of that World Series. Clemens had just knocked him down. 20 years old, getting knocked down by the Rocket. And he just got up and took the Hall of Famer deep. Yeah, I think Clemens goes to the Hall of Fame after everything, don't you, or no?
Well, talent-wise, he deserves to. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to the guys that are stained by the era they played in.
Those are some tough numbers to ignore, but you're right. Those asterisks kind of cloud things up.
Yeah. I think Rogers' popularity has suffered over the last couple of years. Talent-wise, you can make a case he's the greatest pitcher that ever lived.
Yeah, I mean, you really could.
Sounds like an exaggeration, but when you have 7 Cy Young awards and put up the numbers that he put up in an era of offense, he compares favorably to anybody that ever played, ever pitched.
On 2-2. Harden got it.
Good call. Good call. See that call the ball a lot, but my guess is that touched the rectangle. And it's a good call because it favors the Rangers.
First 20,000 fans to tomorrow's game against the Tigers get that Elvis Andrus bobblehead doll that we showed you earlier, courtesy of Medical Center of Arlington. Third Day performs on the North Lawn before the game, too, presented by I Am Second. Admission to the concert free with your Rangers game ticket. That's before the game. TexasRangers.com to get your tickets or call 972-RANGERS. Julio Borbon's going to lift one to left. And Johnny Damon's got it. One up, one away, and here comes Elvis Andrus. Elvis has been asked to do a lot of things regarding today's salute to Elvis Presley. And our Geico quote, "This is a memorable one," tag. A lot of people ask me if that's why I got my name. I've seen a couple of video clips. He looked kind of pimpy, so I liked it. And that is the ringing endorsement of Elvis Presley's good looks from Elvis Andrus. Kind of pimpy.
A lot of Elvis fans might not appreciate that comment, but
well, that's the spoils
he
of
meant
youth
it
right
in
there.
a good way.
Just like Orlando Hudson meant that about J.P. Ricciardi. Remember that in Toronto?
Yeah.
Said, I like my general manager. Well, I think he was trying to pay him a compliment, but Elvis says all the music he listens to, he admits he does not have a single Elvis Presley song on his iPod, but he respects the artist. Elvis was part of the judging of the pregame contest to determine the best Elvis Presley costume. I think they winnowed it down to a top 5 or 6. And they were paraded out so that other Elvis could give it the look-see.
They had a junior Elvis, too. That little boy looked like he was about 8 or 9, dressed up like Elvis. Looked like he was a little confused on what the big deal was, but
why'd they put me in these sideburns?
I think that Jim Knox and Jim Sundberg should get on the PA system during the 7th inning stretch and sing an Elvis song.
A little bit of Hound Dog, maybe?
Anything. Pick the song.
Another walk for other Elvis. Leads the team with 12 of those. And a chance for Michael Young now. 1 on, 1 out. Again, the word is out. The Rangers like to run. Max Scherzer is making sure that Elvis stays close. Michael went the other way for a base hit in the first inning. And the Rangers getting their runs on a home run by Vlad Guerrero. Only the 12th Ranger home run of the year. It is not often you see a Ranger team not averaging a home run per game. Elvis goes. Avila throws. Another good one. And that's twice that the running Rangers have been parked by the young catcher for Detroit. The Rangers on the road in Boston just went 13 for 13. They're 0 for 2 tonight against Avila.
Well, Scherzer gave him a better chance than the Red Sox pitchers, but the main part of this is 2 really quick, accurate throws by Avila, the catcher. Very nice throws. Got rid of them quickly, too, with something on them. Very nicely done.
And the Rangers had come in 20 for 21 for the year, stealing bases, but tonight they're 0 for 2. On a perfect night for baseball. And again, good weather's been following not only the Rangers, but pretty much every team. Hadn't been a single rainout in baseball in 2010. 3 weeks into the season. By the way, the Red Sox lead the Orioles tonight 3-0. David Ortiz is back in the lineup. He's got his first home run after 2 days on the bench.
Good for Poppy.
3-0 in the 6th at Fenway against Baltimore. Michael Young down on strikes. Hamilton left on deck. The Rangers lead it 2-0 tonight over the Tigers at the end of 3.
Josh and Tom Elvis night, and we got all the Elvises around us. We got the Wheeling Elvi. They performed before the game on the motorbikes. First off, Krispy Kreme jelly donuts for everybody. There you go, very much. You guys get a kick out of it, right? All the time, wheeling around the ballparks in the Elvis outfits, huh?
Oh, man, it's the best. He said, we started back in about 15 years ago. A couple of guys got together, all for the love of the mini bike.
Yep.
And then the next year, it kind of blossomed into the love for the King.
Right, okay.
We blossomed out now. We do parades in Arlington, Fort Worth. We do them everywhere we can get a chance. All for the love of the King and the ride.
There we go. I'm talking to you because you got the biggest hair tonight. You know that? Okay. Let's give him the old signature move, okay?
Right.
Here we go. Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. Pass out those jelly donuts to everybody, okay? Yeah, man. There we go. All right. All right. Zero trans fat in there, Tom.
I don't know what. Meantime, I don't know what poor Brendan Bosch has to do to earn a good treatment of his major league debut.
He's going to end up with the nickname Elvis himself.
Both major league at bats now for Brendan Bosch have been with Jim Knox interviewing a bunch of Elvis people. So we welcome the what did they say, the flying Elvi, the cycling Elvi,
The flying Elvi.
the Arlington chapter of the Elvi. And there is Bosch lofting one into right center. You know what you never hear? Because, Jim Knox did a great job of affecting the whole Elvis voice, I thought, very well. Never hear like a Jerry Lewis is the Nutty Professor Elvis. I mean, everybody does a pretty good job of just kind of rolling right into the whole, thank you very much.
They're doing a pretty good job polishing off that box of donuts, too, boy.
That one guy's a hunk of Bourbon Love, isn't he? All right, one strike to Brandon Inge on our most recent attempt to recenter the broadcast. Inge is leading the league in doubles. He's got 8 of those. Almost had another one in his previous at bat. This ball looks good. Deep at the 404 sign. There's Bourbon. And another one that was almost a double, but Bourbon went and got it.
Yeah, that one looked like it had a chance to go over the 404 sign off the bat. And then watching Julio watch the ball, looked like he had it tracked. I thought he might have to jump up against the wall to catch it, but he caught it right in front of the wall. Inge gave it a pretty good ride. Might have hit it just slightly toward the end of the bat. Just enough to keep it in the ballpark.
So a plum assignment if you are proud of your defense to play center field here in Arlington, because you get a chance to show off sometimes. Here's the catcher, Avila. Hamilton will give it a look. Let's quickly get to our trivia question while we have a chance here, and it's all Elvis all the time tonight. This is brought to you by AT&T. We're going music trivia tonight, Tag. Elvis's first and last #1 hit. Answer coming up real soon.
A lot of people out there trying to get in on the act. Those poor little girls. They know it's funny. They just don't know exactly what's going on.
Harden rolls a strike in there. Avila behind 0-2. Elvis Andrus was born 11 years after the death of the King. And again, we're celebrating both at the ballpark tonight. Jim's getting pretty good at prop comedy, too. The Krispy Kremes, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, very nice.
Harden's 2-strike delivery. And we'll do it again. Remember, Harden, first 3 innings, walked the third man he faced each time. Avila's going to have to really rally here to get that done here in the 4th. The Vladimir Guerrero homer in the bottom of the first inning. That's all the scoring so far. The Rangers had the shutout yesterday, and they're, well, so far so good tonight. Rich Harden at Yankee Stadium, his last start, and just really couldn't get the command going. 5 hits allowed and 6 walks in 3 2/3. It's a very patient Yankee team. Bashed in right field, base hit. Very strong game for Avila tonight. But Tommy Lasorda's now got 2 godsons who have played big league baseball as catchers. Avila, just like Mike Piazza, a godson of Tommy Lasorda. I don't know what the odds are of having 2 players from Virginia Commonwealth University on one team, but the Tigers have pulled that off. You got Brandon Inge and this guy, Scott Sizemore. It's a decent baseball program, but not exactly a powerhouse. VCU in Richmond, Virginia. White Sox and Mariners are tied 2-2 in the 3rd tonight. The White Sox having a tough time this year at 5-11. Mariners are playing some good ball after a slow start. Good fastball right there. Well located. Big time, Rich Harden in there to strike out Scott Sizemore. Hamilton, Guerrero, Murphy coming up. #1 hit. Can you bookend him? Heartbreak Hotel and Suspicious Minds in '69. Josh Hamilton takes outside.
I would have thought there was more years between those songs.
Elvis packed
not that long.
No.
A career of #1 hits. Thought it was longer than
13 years.
Yeah.
Then he had to start making movies.
What was your favorite Elvis movie? Have you ever seen one?
You know, I've seen them, but they all kind of blend together for me. He's on a beach. He's Hamilton with a swing and a miss.
I'll take blue Hawaii.
Plus one of the ones on the beach, right?
Yeah.
Just spontaneous songs. That I remember. You're on the beach, and then all of a sudden there's this well choreographed, 90 people. That's why I couldn't get into West Side Story. It's just this gang, they're rumbling, and all of a sudden you got this incredibly choreographed dance. Big swing from Josh Hamilton, and down he goes.
Scherzer's throwing well. That's 5 strikeouts now for him. Rangers have only had 2 hits so far in the game, but they came in the first inning. One was a hard single to right by Michael, and one was a line shot home run by Vladimir. Since that time, the Rangers have had a hit, batter, and a walk. That's it.
Scherzer definitely remembers the last Vlad Guerrero at bat. There was a near miss down the left field line, and then soon after, Vlad just teed off. He was trying to do it again right there. Going back to that first inning, it feels like cold, hard blast. Not a lot of hang time on this.
Scherzer said this at bat, I'm not giving him that same fastball right down the middle. He's doing a pretty good slider the last pitch.
It's a very simplistic statement I'm about to make, but I can't say it any truer than this. Vladimir Guerrero really likes to swing baseball bats.
He does.
I mean, he just
and
rears
as Clint
back.
Hurdle would add to that, he has evil intentions when he goes to the plate to swing that baseball bat.
He swings like he just means business. Takes a whack at that one. Another missile.
It looked like a line drive right to Damon. Just kept going right over his head.
So Guerrero, who really couldn't get anything going on the road, comes back to the place where he always seems to hit very well. He's got a homer and a double tonight.
Looked like it might have been a hanging slider that stayed on the inside half of the plate. And Scherzer, it's lucky he didn't get it up in the air. It would have been his second home run.
Now David Murphy with the day off for Nelson Cruz. Murphy getting a chance here. Made the most of a chance yesterday. He had a couple of high quality at bats in that game against Boston.
Well, it's great when Ron Washington wants to rest one of the outfielders or the designated hitter, and he has David Murphy as the guy to put in there. David could be a regular in a lot of different situations. As it is, he'll be a fourth outfielder type who will get probably 350 at bats this year. Ron likes to get him as much playing time as he can, keep him in the lineup on a fairly regular basis. And when you've got a guy that does the things to help a ball club win like David, you try to make some spots for him.
To put in the call for David Murphy.
Good.
Murph doesn't have a home run yet this year. He's highly capable, up in the count 2-0. Took one right there, 2-1. Blue Jays lead the Rays tonight 6-2. That game in St. Pete tonight in the 7th inning. Aaron Hill's got a home run for Toronto. Former Ranger manager Kevin Kennedy had quite the adventure on the way to that game. He's now a broadcaster for Tampa Bay, and sounds like a Steven Seagal movie broke out on the plane that he was on. Kevin Kennedy helped to subdue a gentleman on that plane who was making some pretty active threats on that airplane.
Good for Kevin.
There's a strike to Murphy. Yeah, the story came across today. That plane had to be diverted. And the headline is, Kevin Kennedy thwarts plane disturbance.
Kevin's a big guy.
The dude was threatening to blow up the flight. And Kevin Kennedy said, "Not on my watch."
That's a great story.
It is an awesome story. The plane diverted and landed.
It's like when
in
Rick
Albuquerque.
Mundy kept the guy from burning the flag. Remember that?
Yeah. Except Kevin did it at 30,000 feet. They investigated. The guy had nothing, you know, that he said that he had. Turned out to be the false alarm. But I'm with you. Good for Kevin. You see how they're pitching Murphy, everything away.
Yeah, Kevin said once he heard the word bomb, he decided he had to take him out.
I can see Kevin doing that, too. Leaping over 9 rows, probably. Murphy down the line, foul. That's one of the great things about David Murphy, just so tough to put away. Gets tough with 2 strikes on him. The rookie Justin Smoke on deck in his big league debut tonight. Ball getting away, and Murphy hightails it to first base. Advancing to third and rounding third is Vlad Guerrero. That's a strikeout wild pitch, and Justin Smoke will come up with Guerrero 90 feet away now. 6'4", 225 out of the University of South Carolina. Justin Smoke, S-M-O-A-K. Rangers had a first-round pick out of the University of South Carolina that did not pan out at all. That's Drew Meyer. The Rangers went right back to that campus to grab Justin Smoke just a few years later. He's been called a switch-hitting Justin Morneau. He's been called a budding Mark Teixeira. But first things first, he's only 23. The on-base percentage for him down at AAA was close to 500. He had 16 walks in 13 games at AAA.
I want to make the call right here.
Justin Smoke in his big league debut, huh?
I want to get on the board.
Sure Justin would like that too. Again, he shows the patience of a much older hitter. Works it all the way to 3-0. And what do we have here? First base umpire coming in. Is he awarding Vlad Guerrero home plate? He is.
He can't throw him out at home plate on a balk. He must have called a balk.
The first base umpire, Andy Fletcher, and this is well after that pitch had been delivered. Did he?
I don't know what could have happened.
Well, I'm sure Jim Leland's going to want an explanation. Here he comes. Andy Fletcher came over insisting Vlad Guerrero could go home.
Well, whatever happened, Jim Leland bought it in a hurry.
Look at the wide eyes on Scherzer.
Did he go to his mouth? Is that?
That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, because it looked like it happened after the 3-0 pitch, or after the 2-0 pitch, that is. So it's not an RBI opportunity for Smoke anymore. The balk scores a run and make it 3-0.
I don't think that's a balk, though. Well, we'll try to find out.
Nothing that we can see on video quite yet. We're looking. There's a walk for Smoke. He's on base for the first time. You've always got your rule book handy. And as soon as we get a sense of what happened.
I don't even know what to look up right now because I wasn't watching down at him.
No, we don't have
I just
video
saw the
either.
first base umpire come in.
Scherzer will get settled down here. Well, the only angle we have, we'll show you here. Watch a first base umpire in the background. right, so there's the pitch. Still waiting, still waiting. What'd he do?
I don't know.
Not a catcher's block, is it?
I don't know. That far after the pitch, at first I thought maybe he didn't come to a complete stop, and it was a block.
I didn't really see where he pointed it, to be honest with you.
He just pointed toward home plate.
Right.
I didn't see him point at the pitcher. Looked like the pitcher went to his hat. Right after the inning, I'll go do some investigation.
The catcher's block is rarely called. That's when a catcher steps in front of the plate without possession of the ball. I'm not sure if maybe that's what happened, if it's on Avila and not on Scherzer, but I mean, I didn't see Scherzer do anything, but yeah, we'll send our intrepid reporter Tom Grieve out into the press box in between innings and see if we can find out.
Maybe he's more. Maybe one of our viewers knows and will call us and tell us.
Meantime, Matt Trainer sends one into right field. We'll have some time to figure it out and come back and tell you about it. The Rangers do have a lead of 3-0 at the end of 4. That third Rangers run scored, and we actually heard about this one earlier this year with Seattle's catcher Adam Moore, and we didn't see it, Tom, initially, but we can show it to you now. We do have the angle. You're not allowed to touch the ball with your mask right up to the catcher. Here's your Coors Light freeze cam, and here's what happened.
It wasn't the pitcher, it was the catcher. A very harmless thing to do, but the rule says the catcher cannot stop the ball with his mask. He didn't need to do that.
No.
It was just a careless thing to do.
It goes as an E2. I thought maybe the catcher's block had been called. It's the only thing I could have come up with. But now that we see that video, that's absolutely got to be what it was. That goes as an E2. And that's what scored Vlad Guerrero, who had to be convinced that he was allowed to go home. He was just hanging out at third.
Well, the pitcher's reaction was to try to throw him out at the plate.
That was kind of a wheels-off moment, but the Rangers leading 3-0 now, the score by which they won yesterday. We're going to chat with Steve Busby in this inning, talk a little Rangers baseball. You'll hear from Buzz after the game as well on Rangers Live. And now we have an obvious question to ask Steve Busby. You ever been involved in that one before?
No, I have not, Josh. That's, I knew of it. I knew you couldn't do that. It's like throwing your glove at the ball. You can't take your equipment off and do something with it other than the glove. But I don't think I've ever seen that at the professional level.
And now you have, and it's weird because Avila's been having such a strong game. Otherwise, you've thrown out 2 Ranger attempted base stealers.
It couldn't. If you're going to get that call, what a time to get it with a man on third base in a close game.
Santiago pegs it into the right field corner. Murphy finally goes and gets it. And it's a leadoff double here for the number 9 man in the order, Ramon Santiago. All right, so now we've cleared all that up from the bottom of the 4th inning. The Rich Harden experiment for the Rangers, not really an experiment. They're committed to Rich Harden, but obviously it hadn't gone real well for a couple starts in terms of command and location. What are you seeing tonight, though?
Well, the results are better, Josh. I think you have to say that it has been an improvement, although there hasn't been a big improvement in what he has struggled with, and that's command. I mean, it's hit and miss. Although this is better than it was in New York and the time before that. Hopefully this is something he can build on. It's one thing to be struggling and not get any kind of results other than negatives. But when you get a few good results, he's had 5 strikeouts tonight. That's positive. And I know that Mike Maddox and Ron Washington will point that out to him and say, okay, maybe it's not your best from a few years ago, but you still got the job done.
He's still at about 20 pitches per inning tonight, and we had talked about coming on the air, averaging 22 per inning, most in the American League.
That's a worrisome thing, and I know that Rich has felt this. He's talked about his inability to get the ball put in play quickly. I don't recall him having that inability when he was with Oakland and having a couple good years out there. Maybe he did, and I just didn't notice it as much. Only saw him a couple times a year, but. That's something that consistency has to improve in for him to get his pitch total down is throw more strikes early in the count and then be efficient finishing people off.
If you're averaging 22 pitches per inning, there's going to be games where you're not going to get out of the 5th inning, and very few games where you're going to pitch more than 5 innings. That just puts too much pressure on the bullpen every 5 days. So. It's definitely something he's going to have to work on.
And finishing off right there, he got Austin Jackson for a second time. All right, Buzz, one thing I wanted to make sure to ask you about tonight, because you're a guy who's certainly in tune with the unwritten rules of baseball, the baseball code, as it were. But yesterday, what went on between Dallas Braden and Alex Rodriguez, that was just weird. A-Rod, apparently ran across the mound on the way back to the dugout, and Dallas Braden really didn't like that. What's your take on all that?
Well, I'm disappointed that Dallas Braden decided the best way to take care of it was go to the media. I think there are much more efficient ways to take care of a situation with another player you don't like, rather than pop your mouth off.
What did you have in mind, Buzz?
Well, take him out to dinner and talk it over.
That's what you used to do.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I did. Work it all out, and everything will be fine.
Some of what Dallas Braden said, though, to the media is, I don't know if it's inflammatory. It's just kind of funny. He said if he wants to run across the pitcher's mound, tell him to go do laps in the bullpen.
Well, I didn't see the video of the thing transpiring. I don't know if Dallas Braden was up on the mound or not, but I know there's one good way to make sure that nobody's going to run across the top of the mound, and that's get your rear end back up on top if you're not throwing the ball.
But is there if somebody had jogged across your mound, quote unquote your mound, would that have set you off? Or
they would have had to run over me.
It's the kind of thing as a hitter, when you're doing it, I don't know that anyone ever said to me during my career, hey, if you're ever going back to the dugout, don't run over the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
But while you're out there coming back to the dugout, it just makes common sense. That's where the pitcher stands. I'm not going to run over the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
You kind of innately know that you're not supposed to do that.
Dallas Braden's point is, hey, that's my office. Don't be going through my stuff. That's where I work. There's a walk to Johnny Damon. And again, the walk per inning thing is still pretty much there for Rich Harden.
Well, I just, as far as, I'll leave Dallas Braden alone. But if you feel that way about it, make sure you're on the mound when you need to be there. And take care of it yourself. You don't need to go talking in the media or, making statements that
firing your glove
make you look like an idiot. Just take care of it and everything will be fine.
And now after all the histrionics, it's going to be hard to do what you suggest, because everybody will know exactly what happened.
What, take him out to dinner?
Yeah. Oh, you're only taking him out to dinner because he ran on the mound.
That's right.
Mags Ordonez, the battery's walked twice. And now is going to loft one into left field, sinking fast down in front of Hamilton. He's got it quickly enough to keep Santiago at third. The bases are loaded for Miguel Cabrera, their cleanup hitter. Mike Maddox on his way to the mound. Dustin Nippert getting loose in the bullpen. And this could be one of those 5-inning games we're talking about here, Buzz.
Yeah.
The pitch count.
Yeah, and it sneaks up on you too. I think, Josh. It's not a matter of going out like Kobe Lewis has done a couple times. Throw, say, 35 pitches in the first inning, but then get your pitch count pretty low for the next several, so you're able to get into the 6th inning. Yeah, this is a case of almost every single inning. It's 18 to 24, somewhere in there, and it does it eats away at your stamina, and you also get mentally tired from having to make that many decisions.
Well, I mean, the good news is he doesn't have a 30-something for the first time. But you're right. I mean, it would be awesome to see a 9 just once,
Yeah. And really, all you need is 1 or 2 of those, and then you can get through 6 or 7 innings pretty easily.
Well, Miguel Cabrera took a called third strike last time up. That's the good news. But the bad news is he's the 4th leading hitter in the league. He's got the most runs batted in the American League, ahead of Nelson Cruz. And the first one's a strike. He started him off with a changeup.
I think Rich has made his best pitches against Cabrera. He got him to ground out to first and strike out. Going to have to make some good pitches right here to get him. Keep a run from scoring.
Up and in with a fastball now, 1-1. Cabrera, 7 doubles already this year to go with 4 home runs. On the ground past the mound, it skips right into center. He got the ground ball, but it was just too well placed for the Tigers. They have cut this to 3-2. And now 21 runs batted in for Cabrera.
That's too bad. That went right straight up over the mound. And Cabrera not leading the league in RBIs for nothing. You see Rich kind of falls off the mound a little bit toward first base, and ball hit fairly sharply, but right behind him and right over second base.
And the rookie Brennan Bosch will be the batter. First time he's batted when Jim Knox is not interviewing Elvis. Bosch was leading the International League in runs batted in when he was called up this morning. He led the Eastern League in home runs a year ago in Erie, Pennsylvania, where our old friend Phil Nevin is managing this year. Softly in there for a strike, 1-1. If you got a question for Buzz, by the way, you can text your questions to 57538. Keyword is Rangers TV. And Buzz just might answer one of your questions when this game is over as part of Rangers Live. That one ripped foul back to the net. The double play still in order here. But it is going to be another night where Harden is up around 100 pitches through 5 innings. And Buzz, while we got you here, yesterday the Rangers, with C.J. Wilson going deep into the game, the whole starting pitching thing really working out with C.J.
Yeah, that has been maybe the best surprise I think the Rangers have gotten. Not that C.J. could do it, but how well he has done it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he's been starting, ever since 2005.
Little bloop towards right field. Murphy won't be able to get there in time, and they're loaded up again. Pretty impressive debut for Bosch, 2 for 3. And Brandon Inge will be the batter, but it will not be against Rich Harden. This will be a tough spot for Nippert to be coming in. And Harden now will not be eligible for the win. He's an out away. Buzz, thank you so much for your time, and hopefully
pleasure.
Dustin Nippert will be able to get out of this here. We'll see you after the game.
Good. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Buzz.
Thanks, Tom.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
And we'll come back and tell you about Harden's replacement in just a little bit right here on Fox Sports Southwest. Here in the 5th inning, the Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen goes out. Dustin Nippert replacing Rich Harden. And again, Harden with that pace of a walk per inning. And even though he was able to get a few strikeouts as well, he just could not steer completely out of the storm here in the 5th. So on comes Nippert. Brandon Inge, always a dangerous hitter. This guy had 20 homers by the All-Star break last year. Towards second base, and they double him up. You got it! 1 pitch, 2 outs. And the Rangers keep the lead. It is 3-2. Now the Rangers still leading 3-2. Brennan Bosch, the rookie, caught off of first base on that little looper from Brandon Inge to Blanco. Blanco now leads off.
He's been very, and it's his major league debut, and He was on second base when the ball was hit to the outfield, and he took off immediately, got almost to third base, and got back in time. And that time, the minute the ball was hit, he took a couple of steps towards second base. And when you're up with the bases loaded and less than 2 outs like that, and you're at first base, you have to make sure that ball's on the ground before you take off. And you know, that's a lesson you learn as a young player. He's come up and got a couple of hits in his debut and tried to be very aggressive on the bases, and that time the Rangers took advantage of it.
Blanco to left field, base hit. Been a good last 2 minutes for Andres Blanco. The Home Depot presenting doing more on defense. It was the ball hit to Blanco just a couple minutes ago. They got the Rangers out of a big jam.
You can see that Bosch at first base takes almost 3 or 4 steps towards second base. The first thing you do on a ball hit like that is go back to first base. You don't try to go a third of the way, wait and see what happens. You just don't have time to get back. Rangers got a nice break right there to get out of that inning.
Runner goes, Bourbon, with a foul into the crowd. Well, the Rangers are insistent on running tonight, even though Avila has caught a couple.
Yeah, he's caught a couple on straight steal attempts. That was more of a hit and run type play where the runner at first expects the hitter to give him some help, and Bourbon spoiled that pitch.
Scherzer brings it. Late swing from Bourbon that time. Scherzer, who spent a little bit of time with the Fort Worth Cats in '07. Kind of tempting the Diamondbacks. Saying, if you're not going to sign me, I'll just go play over here. And eventually he did sign. Then got dealt to the Tigers this offseason. Bourbon blooping it perfectly into center field. 2 on, nobody out.
The way to start it, your 8th and 9th place hitters, well placed bloops, 1 to left and 1 to center.
It's been Bloop Fest 2010 here over the last 15-20 minutes. A couple of 0-2 counts, 8 and 9 hitters, and they come through with base hits back to back. Jim Leyland on his way to the mound.
He made a decent pitch. It was inside, maybe not as far inside as he wanted to. Blanco gauges that ball, knows it's going to fall in. Be a bunt situation right here.
No action yet in that Tiger bullpen. Yeah, Jim Leyland's out to make sure that this infield is together on what to do. You've got a second baseman who's a rookie, Scott Sizemore. Remember, Harden needed 99 pitches. Did not get through 5 innings. Scherzer a little bit more reasonable at 80 right now. And Elvis already with 3 sack bunts this year. That leads the American League. That's a foul ball.
Came up and hit him. The umpire's pointing that it happened while he was still in the batter's box.
Elvis already very popular with these fans. He'll be even more so at the end of this weekend. All the giveaways and attention surrounding Elvis on this April weekend here in Arlington. Cornermen are in on the grass, and Elvis pulls back. It's 1-1. Close. Could have been a strike. Michael Young on deck, and then Hamilton. And Elvis gets it down. A Butte. Inge fires, and that's the fourth sacrifice bunt for Elvis already.
Right where you want to bunt it to. You bunt it right straight to the third baseman, and it's pretty much an automatic sacrifice unless they have the wheel play on. But the hitter knows if the wheel plays on, he's not going to do that if it is.
Well, you got speed on the bases and power on deck. And a contact hitter up there right now, Michael Young. Slowly hit. Santiago with a quick look to the plate and doesn't go there. Goes to first base instead. It's an RBI ground out for Michael Young.
Infield back, that's what you have to do. Put the ball in play up the middle on the ground, get a run in.
Great to see Hamilton now if he can find a way to put one in play.
That'd be great to nullify the two that the Tigers got in the top of the inning. Back to a 3-run lead.
Vlad Guerrero on deck has just crushed Scherzer tonight. There's no way he wants to deal with big bad Vlad with a couple men on. So you figure that Scherzer's got to be around the plate here with Hamilton. Pretty good pitch. Red Sox leading the Orioles 3-2 at the end of 7 on the out-of-town scoreboard. The Orioles can't come back. They'll be 2-15. Josh still looking for that first hit to right field this year. Incredible. Couple of hard hit balls in Boston to the right side. Kevin Youkilis denied him. Can't imagine he's going to go through the end of April without a single pulled baseball for a hit. That one is pulled and it's hit very slowly. Scherzer to the bag and he's there, leaving Vlad Guerrero on deck. But the Rangers had their lead. They get a run. They lead 4-2 at the end of 5. second home run as a Ranger, and he would score a run on this weird play. Alex Avila ends up stopping the ball with his mask, and you can't do that. Miguel Cabrera, 2 RBI base hit. That cut it to 3-2. Then the Rangers caught a break, turned this into a double play. So it is 4-2 as we go to the 6th, and Dustin Nippert continues.
Yeah, Dustin Nippert's game right now to get himself a win. Rich didn't get through the 5th inning, so he's not eligible to get a win, but Dustin would be. He can hold that lead.
Alex Avila, the batter, has learned the hard way tonight. You cannot stop a rolling baseball with your catcher's mask.
You know, and I think the rule was intended so that you couldn't use your mask to gain an advantage of any kind, to reach for a ball that was rolling away and might result in a runner moving up. He just did it carelessly for a ball that wasn't rolling maybe a foot away from him in the first place. And he probably even knows the rule and just wasn't thinking.
Yeah,
when he
maybe
did
just
it.
blanked up.
Yeah.
These guys did get in at 6:30 in the morning. Everybody has that moment in their lives where they just kind of forget something they know. Once a year, I forget how many outs there are in an inning. It's like a tradition. You ever do that in an actual game? Forget how many outs there were?
Sure. I mean, you did it a lot more than you'd like to admit in a ball game, but the ball wasn't hit to you, and it didn't really matter.
So nobody noticed when you were running in for no reason?
Well, no. You look up at the scoreboard and wonder, boy, what was I thinking? But nothing happened. Occasionally, you'll see a whole team running off the field and there's not 3 outs. Or a whole team on the field when there is 3 outs.
Towards third, and Michael Young has got it. So with 1 out here, top of the 6th, we go again to Jim Knox.
Okay, continuing Elvis. Thank you very much. Continuing Elvis night. Elvis impersonator before the game, and they had a big contest going on. This guy, one of the best contestants. Go ahead, give it to us now.
Well, since my baby left, I found a new place to dwell. It's down at the end of Lonely Street, that Heartbreak Hotel.
Go. Way to go. Not bad. Not bad. Pretty good. All right. Give him a hand again. There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much. There we go.
Thank you.
So any desire on your part, Tag, to participate in the next Elvis night?
No, I'll leave it up to those.
Leave that to Jim?
Leave it up to Jim, and the rest of them are great.
Leave it to the trained
I wish I could
professionals?
remember the guy's name, but I went to hear an Elvis impersonator over at Bass Performance Hall in the off-season. He was unbelievable.
I thought it might be fun, hearing it was Elvis night tonight and just show up with like a really skinny tie and some glasses and say, what, not Costello? I thought it was Elvis Costello night, no?
I do have Elvis on my iPod, though. Probably about 10 songs. How about you?
Probably 5 on my iPod. Yeah. The band does, let's see, Suspicious Minds.
Do you?
Uh-huh. Band is at Art in the Square in Southlake tonight. They're kicking it right now.
So you're not going to get there?
No, I'm not going to get there in time. Probably rolling out the heavy artillery right now.
Oh, man.
It's the AC/DC set. Nippert missing. It's 3-2 to Sizemore.
Does anybody show up to hear him when you're not there?
Oh yeah, no, I'm like I'm like Ringo. I mean, they don't need me. They got real musicians.
Have you added musicians to your group, or is it the same group of guys?
Same group of guys. Been there for 5 years.
Wow, that's great.
Sizemore disposed of. Dustin Nippert doing a very nice job out of the bullpen again. Ramon Santiago comes up next. Jexa Energy shows you that pitch location from Dustin. I almost quit because they just added 99 Luft balloons to the playlist. I mean, it's kind of a kicking, like a punk version of it, but just on principle, that was a tough.
You were against it? You didn't vote for it?
I did not vote for 99 Luft balloons. I draw the line at like 50 left balloons.
Do you have to sing it, or you just
Nope, just
play
gotta,
the keyboard?
just got to play it and try to look interested. Santiago with a double and a run scored last inning. Well, the Tigers out hitting the Rangers 6-5, but that 2-run homer from Vlad Guerrero back in the first has carried the day. And Santiago, boy, from that number 9 spot in the order, getting it done. 2 for 3. That means the tying man is going to bat. It's the native Texan Austin Jackson.
Yeah, Santiago's a good, solid utility player. He's getting a chance to play just about as much as Adam Everett, who I think people would look at as the regular shortstop, but Santiago's getting his share of playing time. He can also play other infield positions. 260 last year in a utility role. It's hitting better than that now this year in a short time.
Got a nice sized lead over there. Jackson takes outside. Austin Jackson, 8th round pick by the Yankees in 05. We mentioned earlier the Denton Ryan high school product. And described as a Torrey Hunter starter kit. If that's his upside, I'm sure the Tigers would be very happy with that.
Yeah, and the reason he was an 8th round draft choice was what we talked about earlier. He's a really good basketball player. I think most people thought that he would play baseball and basketball at Georgia Tech. Yankees took him and then made a real effort to sign him, and they were successful.
Of course, a strong football program up there at Denton Ryan as well. Speaking of football, did you see that Jordan Shipley went before Colt McCoy in the draft? They went back to back to 2 Ohio teams.
Cincinnati got Shipley?
Yep, Shipley's a Bengal and Colt McCoy is a Brown.
Oh.
We'll give you all the news, folks. Update you on some baseball scores here in just a moment, too. Nippert setting for a while, now deals. Down the right field line, that's trouble. That is foul. Just kept bending away. Rays are trying to come back on the Blue Jays. They're back to within 6-5 in the 8th inning. Former Ranger Gabe Kapler, first home run of the year for Tampa Bay. Red Sox still lead the Orioles 3-2 in the 8th. David Ortiz with his first home run. The White Sox leading Seattle 5-2 in the 6th inning. Paul Konerko has hit number 6. Santiago goes, swing and a miss, and down goes Jackson. Nippert just coming in there with the high cheese. 3 strikeouts for Jackson tonight. 4-2 Rangers. Slam inning brought to you by Sonic. The jackpot worth $1,500 and in for 2 at Sonic. Good luck to Rita Jones of Grand Saline. If a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, we're giving away $25,000. A good contestant here to knock one out of the park. Vlad Guerrero has already done that tonight. Also has a double. Vlad waiting on the dots to leave the field. We just had the mid-inning dot race. Green won, by the way, Tom.
Saw that.
Big swing from Vlad. He's down 0-1. Even the dots were dressed up like Elvis tonight. They had the sunglasses working.
I'm surprised Chuck Morgan's not dressed up like Elvis.
Yeah. One on the ground this time from Guerrero. Brandon Inge near the line. Got him. Chuck, of course, goes back to the Grand Ole Opry.
Back in the old ballpark when we used to have a Christmas party.
Right fielder David Murphy.
Chuck used to have this coat that he used to wear. Probably still has it. And he was a classic performer at the Christmas parties. Wrote most of it. Chuck and Monty Clegg.
Jeopardy will be part of the Triple Play Game Show night for the Rangers this year, a month from now.
That's always a good feature.
That and Family
What else
Feud.
are we going to play there?
We're playing the Feud, Tag.
Playing the Feud?
Yep.
Okay. 2 games this year, the Feud and Jeopardy?
Feud and Jeopardy. We're going old school this year. And
getting away from the Iron Chef?
Yeah, no Iron Chef this year. Got a new rookie for the rookie song, though, as of today, Justin Smoke. Not that he knows that yet. That'll be a really interesting duo. Smoke and Feliz singing your favorite songs of yesteryear. Murphy offered at it. Second time that the bottoms dropped out on him to strike him out. That's 5 straight retired by Scherzer after the Rangers got those first 2 guys on in the 5th.
Yeah, Scherzer's going to win a lot of games for the Tigers. Good-looking young pitcher. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. He gave up the 2-run homer. Gave up an unearned run that we've described. When the catcher reached out and touched the ball with his mask, that allowed Guerrero to score.
The big league debut for Justin Smoke. Right down the line. That is foul. That would have been a fun way to get his first. Oh, man. Battle of the 2 former number 11 overall picks in the 07 and 08 drafts. That is outside. 1-1 the count with 2 out. Rangers ahead 4-2. Smoke pegs it again. Foul. 1-2 to the former South Carolina Gamecock. I keep saying 07 and 08. Jamie Newberg has just sent me an email reminding me it was 06 that Scherzer was picked. Cannot put anything past Jamie. Smoke to center field. Austin Jackson settles, and he's got it. So the Rangers down in order in the 6th. No Sonic Slam winner. The Rangers 4-2 as we head to the 7th. is Ranger Baseball, brought to you by the Ford F-150. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It's on. Heading to the 7th inning, and Frankie Francisco will be on the mound now. This is kind of a flashback to a few years ago, Tom, when Frankie was the 7th inning guy. Obviously, the design this year was to have him be the 9th inning guy, but Neftali Feliz has taken over for now. And Frankie already involved in 5 decisions, 2 wins, 3 losses, ERA, an unhealthy 12.6.
Well, we've got Neftali as the closer. Darren pitched multiple inning last night, inning and 2/3, I think it was. Chris Ray pitched 2 days in a row and then warmed up again yesterday. Doug Mathis would be tomorrow's long man probably. That leaves Frankie right now for the 7th and maybe into the 8th if he can get through the 7th quickly. Well, you'd love to have games where you reel off 7 or 8 wins in a row and win them all 6-1 and 5-1 and get some comfortable innings in there while Frankie works out of his problems. But Ron doesn't have that luxury right now. Frankie's an available guy. If you're one of the 7 guys out there, you have to be ready to pitch when the other guys are either being saved for later or have pitched frequently leading up to this one. So it's a big outing for Frankie right here. 2-run lead. Rangers trying to win back-to-back games. We talked about location a lot. You can't watch a game without talking about it. And for Frankie, that's pretty much the name of the game as well. He just hasn't been able to place his fastball in the locations that he's been very successful doing it the last few years.
Towards left field, and Josh Hamilton in pursuit. He's got it.
That's better there. Matt put the glove down knee high outside corner. Frankie hit it, and it resulted in a nice lazy pop up to left field.
Now here's where it really gets tough. You got Ordonez and Cabrera back to back. Both of them swinging the bat very well. Elvis Andrus right there.
And that's another good pitch too. Down and away. Ordonez hit it right off the bat. Swinging early in the count. You're talking about trying to improve the location. Frankie's got 2 outs, and that's probably the primary reason. Watch Matt's glove. Watch the ball. Might have gotten a little more of the plate than he wanted, but the result was very good. A weak ground ball off the end of the bat. Four pitches, 2 outs.
That'll work. And a strike to Cabrera. Rich Harden started but did not go the necessary 5 innings to qualify for the win tonight. Dustin Nippert was on when that 5th inning ended. Towards right field. Here comes David Murphy. Got it. Terrific inning. Frankie Francisco, just a handful of pitches to set down the 2, 3, 4 part of the order. And it stays Rangers trying to build on a 4-2 lead. This is a Tiger team that gave them fits a year ago. They've got the upper hand tonight. Matt Trainer sends one into this nice big Friday night crowd. Trainer getting the call again. He has started 4 of the last 5 Ranger games. He has caught Harden and Nippert and Frankie Francisco tonight. A 5-pitch inning for Frank Francisco. Getting through 3 tough hitters. Action in both bullpens now in the bottom of the 7th. Tonight where the Rangers have only 5 hits, but 2 of them have been extra base hits by Vlad Guerrero, and that is figured in. And Scherzer continues for now. Pitch count of around 100. Scherzer strikes out Trainer. As you said, Tom, this guy's going to win some games in the big leagues.
Yeah, the game that we saw him in Arizona last year, he was throwing a little harder than he is today. But he's probably got a better assortment of off-speed pitches today than he had in that game in Arizona.
Chris Ray getting ready in the Ranger bullpen. Andres Blanco, the Rangers hitter, 4-2 Texas. Bottom of 7 starting off the homestand tonight. On the ground, first base. 2 up, 2 away, and 8 straight retired by Scherzer. The Tigers, double barrel action going. Eddie Bonine is the right-hander. Fu Ti Ni is the lefty.
Tiger bullpen's been good early in the season. Got some hard throwers out there. Valverde, Zumaya, Ryan Perry. 3 big right-handers that can all tune it up there in the mid-90s to a little bit higher sometimes. Zumaya tunes it up there just like Neftali Feliz does. Upper 90s and 100.
The bunt from Barbone ends up popped to first base. That's a very quick inning in the bottom of the 7th. On to the 8th, 4-2 Texas. Purchase 2010 mini plans, making it easy to choose a plan that's right for you based on schedule, benefits, and price. Enjoy 14 great matchups, including 2 games against the Cubs and 4th of July game. The first game of that prorated plan is against the Cubs, Friday, May 21st. TexasRangers.com has more info, or you can call 972-RANGERS. Nice crowd on a Friday night. They're watching Chris Ray take over now in the top of the 8th inning. 4th Ranger pitcher of the night. Frankie Francisco needed only 5 pitches to get his 3 outs.
Well, Chris until yesterday had pitched 2 straight days, but then with Darren pitching the 9th, Chris was warming up in the bullpen. Felice was not available, and if Darren ran into any problems with the right-hand hitters, then Chris Ray would have come in to try to close out that save. So if anything, I think it indicates that he is getting stronger to be able to throw twice, warm up, and then pitch the next day. Pitch 3 out of 4 days and warm up the 4th day. Shows that his arm strength is getting better and better. And I think the more he's pitching, the better his command is becoming as well.
That ball swept foul by the rookie Bosch. Former California Golden Bear. Ray out of the College of William and Mary down in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Good pitch.
Very good pitch to say goodnight to Bosch.
Fastball outside corner, tailing away. Good location.
Bosch began his Tigers tenure with an opposite field double. Just couldn't touch that one.
Nope, that had the movement is what made it be so far outside. And that movement happens close to the hitter, so you don't really have time to make an adjustment once you start your swing like that.
.705 game tomorrow. Scott Feldman will make that start. He was pushed back a day because he wasn't feeling well. Dontrell Willis will go for the Tigers. One of the most interesting guys to watch pitch, I think, in the major leagues.
Well, you know, whether you're on Dontrell's team or playing against him or watching him, he's a guy that you love to watch because he's a player that's animated, he's emotional, and you can just tell he loves what he's doing out there. So other than times he pitches against the Rangers, I root for him.
There's your progressive schedule showing you the Saturday the 24th game that we're talking about. Dontrell Willis will pitch for the Tigers. Inge on the ground and backing up on the outfield grass is Andrews. Lines the throw across. On Elvis night at the ballpark, Elvis gets to show off his arm.
The Ranger bullpen was really good in the extra inning game in Boston. Darren did a nice job yesterday. And so far, so good tonight.
Six straight retired by the Ranger relievers now. And the rookie catcher Avila.
Both Darrens did a nice job.
Shattered bat. Elvis Andrews again.
Two innings. Francisco and Ray took about 15 pitches to get out of those innings.
Ordinary play of the night is Justin Smoke's big league debut. Very first inning. Doing a very nice job. And then to the bag quickly to get that double play. No hits yet, but fine defense. Rangers lead the Tigers 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Justin Smoke, if he gets to bat again, it will be against this Detroit bullpen. Max Scherzer gave him 7, and he really did his best work towards the end. He set down 9 in a row to end his night. Eddie Bonine comes on, and Bonine's intriguing because he's the rare guy who mixes in a knuckleball. Mostly the standard fare, the fastball, curveball, slider, change, but every so often, hey, a knuckleball from out of nowhere.
That'll throw you off.
It really will. I mean, we just saw Tim Wakefield, and it's, what do you figure, 75% knuckleballs?
Probably.
Bonine's about 15%.
Wakefield might even be a little higher than that.
By Elvis's. You know what they're doing, Tom?
Going to ride their little motorcycles?
No, they're leaving the, well, yeah.
Leaving the building?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I'm saying.
Elvis left the building.
That would make you Colonel Tom, wouldn't it?
Well, he hasn't left the building. He's up at bat right now, so our Elvis is staying put.
No. And he was staying in the yard, too. Close play, but he's out. And the checks and Jack in the box scores for you here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Orioles trying to avoid that 2-15 start. They battled back at Fenway. Toronto leading Tampa Bay. The Twins off to a great start this year. They're pouring it on KC tonight. Mariners back on top of the White Sox. Just underway, Cleveland and Oakland. The Yankees and the Halos tonight. National League, the Nationals beat the Dodgers 5-1. Washington is over 500. Had a pair of home runs from Adam Dunn in that game. And Luis Atalano, just up from the minor leagues, got the start, and a very good one. 6 innings, giving up a run. Two-0 pitch to Michael Young. He lays off. It's 3-0. That looked like it might have been a knuckleball as Felice gets ready. Opponents are 2 for 22 against Felice so far this year. There's a dart for a strike on the inside corner. Cubs lead the Brewers 6-0. That game's in the 7th. That's after Milwaukee won yesterday in Pittsburgh 20-0. You know, the Pirates were outscored 36-1 in that series at home. That's not good. Michael Young draws a walk.
Not unless you get beat 35-0 and then win 1-0.
Jim Leland to the mound, and with Hamilton coming up, the percentage move is to go get the lefty. Fute Ni was up and warming earlier. We'll see if that's who they're going to get. Yep. It's Ni. Back in a moment. Game against the Tigers. First 8,500 fans, 13 and under, receive the Elvis Andrus red jersey. Compliments to Dr. Pepper and CBS. 972 Rangers or TexasRangers.com to make sure you're going to be here on Sunday against the Tigers. All right, say it with me, Monty Python fans. He is the knight, if not the lefty, who says knee when he's asked what is his last name. It's Fu-Tay Knee, who takes over, and a 27-year-old from Taiwan going to have to face Josh Hamilton. Knee was great last year against lefties. In fact, best in the American League, Tag. 113 batting average against.
I didn't realize that. Very good.
He was also best in the majors, allowing less than 9% of inherited runners to score. Did all that very quietly, but very effective 2009 for Knee. Towards first. They get one. The return, and Knee dancing around is off the bag.
That's one of the probably the hardest double play. First baseman, a right-handed thrower to short and back to the pitcher, trying to sprint across the bag and cover first base. Good job by Cabrera, though. Gets a good, accurate throw there quickly. Throw back is accurate, but Knee's having a little trouble with his footwork there.
Almost sprained his last name right there trying to cover. And the quick conversation here with Vlad Guerrero up and David Murphy on deck. That's Rick Knapp, who's the pitching coach.
Well, with Knee being that difficult on left-hand hitters, you have to think that they're going to walk Guerrero. Either that or pitch around him. Basically, the pitching coach goes out and says, okay, look, don't let him hit anything, but don't walk him. So
that seems like a lot of pressure.
I mean, what I meant was don't walk him intentionally. We want you to pitch to him, but it's not an intentional walk. Well, so you can see what Knee's going to do. He's going to throw it so far outside even Vlad can't swing at it.
And that's the pertinent point right there. Vlad wants to extend those big arms. And that telephone pole of a bat. But yep, pretty smart. Even that one, he's not going to get himself out. Only 5 hits for the Rangers tonight. Vlad has 2 of them, including a long home run. That's exactly like what you were talking about.
Yeah, I think what Jim Leland is saying here is I'm going to throw him far enough outside where I know he can't do any damage, and maybe he'll swing at him. If he doesn't, fine, we'll walk him. That's kind of what we're thinking anyway. Just not going to let him get a pitch to hit right here with a left-hand hitter coming up next. Even if it does put someone in scoring position.
Well, Vlad will take what's given to him. Quick reminder, you got Rangers Live after the game. All through the fireworks show. John Radigan, you bring your earplugs?
Yeah, Elvis weekend, and I got a feeling our post-game show will be all shook up with the fireworks. We won't have Jim Sundberg here, but we got Steve Busby to analyze the whole thing for you. And, of course, we are also going to be sending these Tigers fans, I should say, back to the Heartbreak Hotel, so don't be cruel. Join us. Rangers Live with me and Buzz right after the game.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rad. And David Murphy. Justin Smoke on deck. Well, I guess this really is a true day off for Nelson Cruz, huh? I mean, if Nelly's really raring to go, would you think about pinch hitting Nelson Cruz here?
Yeah, you might think about it. I think with Nelly's leg bothering a little bit and you have a lead, Ron probably favors having a healthy outfielder out there in a close game rather than risk putting Nelly back in the outfield if his leg's not 100%. And I think after playing yesterday as the DH, the long flight home, I think Ron pretty much said before the game, it seems that he said before the game, look, Nelly's getting a day off no matter what today. Got to rest that leg. Don't want to have any kind of a lingering injury. We've got enough of that going on anyway. Might have been a strike, but it wasn't one he could hit.
No. 2-1 the count to Murphy. Justin Smoke gets his opportunity here. Maybe it's with the bases loaded and 2 out. Murphy is a pitch away from getting on. 2 walks in the inning already. Lifted to left and into the crowd. Again, the crowd will be treated to the postgame fireworks show tonight. Rangers settling in for a 7-game homestand. Check Murphy, and again, anything that's close with 2 strikes, or I guess even in that case, 1 strike. David Murphy does not swing and miss a lot. He does here, however. The changeup is floating in there. Last chance for the Tigers now in a 4-2 lead for the Rangers. By Progressive for a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. And by the Ford F-150. Check out the 2010 F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. Big night for Smoke. One guy named it, one guy throws it. Neftali Police, who we saw get it up there at 101, 102 in Boston, will be called on now to extinguish the Tigers in the 9th inning. And indeed, Justin Smoke making his major league debut tonight has played a rock-solid first base. And the Rangers will try to lock it up here as Feliz continues to just dazzle. We'll have Don Kelly as a pinch hitter for Sizemore. They'll get a left-hand bat. Now just getting warmed up is Feliz, 95 for a strike. Dustin Nippert, I guess, would get the win. Rich Harden did not go the requisite 5 innings, went 4 2/3. There's a blazer at 97.
And Feliz has not only been throwing hard, but he's been throwing it where he wants to throw it. That's been probably as impressive as the velocity. We know he can throw hard. But boy, he's been painting that outside corner, moving it from one corner to the other.
Just like in real estate, it's all about location, right?
Yeah, it sure is. Especially when you're throwing that hard, it makes it almost impossible. Some of those pitches he threw against the Red Sox to those good hitters were just unhittable. You might be able to foul them off, kind of like Kelly fouled that 97-mile-an-hour pitch on the outside corner off, but put it in play with any authority, pretty unlikely when you hit that spot.
No swing, says Tim McClellan. Nolan Ryan drilled it into Neftali Feliz, working with him personally. Hammer that fastball down and away. We'll see if that's what Feliz can do here to Kelly. Got that one in, and it's fouled.
The breaking ball, pretty good location. Not much you could do with it except hit it off the handle.
Well, Feliz, remember last year when he came up, wasn't walking anybody, and he was striking out almost everybody. There you go. Kelly is out, and the Tigers have only 1 hit still since the 5th inning.
Bullpen. Let's see, he's given up 1 hit. Santiago had a base hit off Dustin. 3 up, 3 down for Frankie, 3 up, 3 down for Chris, and so far 1 up, 1 down for Feliz.
Santiago has battled tonight, has a couple of hits. First one's a strike. Let's not forget the effort of Frank Francisco tonight. I mean, obviously it's been a tough start to the year for Frankie, but against a tough part of the order, veteran part of that order tonight. 5 pitches, got 3 outs. Off speed missing. Well, 97 is about where he's topping out right now. Rangers trying to get to 7 and 9. Again tomorrow, Scott Feldman against Dontrell Willis. Sunday's a day game. Rick Porcello against Colby Lewis. Sliced in the crowd. That one got up there at 98. Vlad Guerrero, the hitting hero for the Rangers tonight. A 2-run homer in the first is pretty much the difference in the game. Battling continues for Santiago. Neither of these teams, 16 games into the season, has a homer from second base or shortstop. Santiago, the Tiger shortstop tonight. Fights it back to the net. in front of a crowd of 26,445 tonight. Tickets available for the game tomorrow. 972 Rangers, number to call. Just can't put him away. Well, Neffy's been forced to throw 15 pitches to 2 hitters. He and Andrews, the 2 youngsters, 21. And again, this parade of foul balls.
Everything he's throwing up there, that was a slider inside corner. Throwing a little bit of everything. The little guy's hanging tough.
A 9-pitch at bat here from the number 9 hitter. Outside. Austin Jackson on deck. Chopper foul. We'll see an 11th pitch of this at bat. And his 21-year-old flamethrower.
Well, the swings he's taken, about all he can do is foul the ball off. Hasn't swung early enough to put the ball in play yet, except on its slider.
Man, oh man. That is a pesky hitter right there.
That's pretty much his best shot right there off Felice.
Pretty much all these baseballs are in the rectangle.
Well, yeah, he's not trying to do anything fancy here. He doesn't want to walk them. He's throwing them right down the middle.
Can he put away Santiago? Broke his bat and shattered his spirit. 2 down.
Well, it was you're right, a real pesky at bat because it cost him 11 pitches to get him out. But the bottom line was he finally got him out, and all it was a little broken back, soft line drive to second.
Had to swing. It was a strike. Blanco pockets it, and now the Rangers are out away.
Only 1 base runner so far in 4 1/3 innings. That was a single by Santiago in the 6th inning.
On the ground, Elvis Andrews. It's his night. Leaping a throw. Smoke couldn't hold it. That would have been something. Jackson runs so well. Elvis Andrews almost provided the electrifying ending right there.
Well, Justin gave it a good try at first base. He stretched as far as he could and tried to pick it out of the dirt and almost had it. Just couldn't quite get it. Beautiful play by Elvis. Would have had Jackson. And couldn't quite finish off the play.
Now be careful here with Johnny Damon. He can still hit him out. He had a big power surge at the start of the season last year. Hill will take a strike. Neftali Feliz ahead 0-2.
Had to throw 23 pitches.
Great crowd tonight. Into that great crowd. 99 at that time from Feliz. A two-strike pitch. 1-2. Little fly ball, shallow right field. Blanco back. Diving, couldn't get it. Damon towards second. And it gets away, but not far enough. What an effort out there. And Blanco a bit shaken up. Second and third for Mags Ordonez now. Remember, other than Vlad Guerrero, he's got the highest career batting average in the history of this ballpark. That close to making the spectacular play to end it.
Damon got the bat on it. He got jammed a little bit. Muscled it over second. Now he got the tying run at second. Hustling play by Damon to make sure he got into second base to be in scoring position.
This will be some kind of rally for the Tigers. Feliz has been made to throw 26 pitches. All kinds of credit to Santiago. He saw 12 of them.
A lot of times a pitcher will have to throw that many pitches and you'll start talking about his lack of command. But in this case, Feliz is throwing almost all strikes. And you have to just give credit to the Tiger hitters. Santiago, Damon for being able to hang in there, work the at-bat, and get on base. Santiago didn't get on base, but he saw 11 pitches.
First one rifled in there for a strike. The Tigers had a couple of wins on the road this year in Kansas City when they were down to their final out. Ordonez towards right field, base hit. Murphy's up with it. One run is in. This game's tied. Amazing. 3 straight 2-out hits. Elvis Andrews almost ended it with the throw that was dug out by Smoke. He couldn't hold it. And then a couple of blukes tie this game 4-4.
Again, you have to give credit to the Tiger hitters. That pitch got a little bit of the plate, but he's throwing at 98 miles an hour. Ordonez is a good hitter. He's tough guy to pitch to, tough guy to strike out because he uses the whole field. And he knows that he's not going to be able to take a big swing and try to pull the ball. He's just trying to get the bat on the ball. A veteran hitter, and he was able to do it.
Feliz had limited opponents to a 2 for 24 at the point at which Santiago lined out. But since that, 3 for 3 are opponents. A ground ball and a couple of bloops are those 3 hits. And Cabrera takes one in the air to right field. Murphy going towards the line. He's got it. And if the Rangers are going to win it, it'll be a walk-off tonight. 4 into the bottom of the 9th inning. The 2-out, nobody-on rally for the Tigers. And the rookie Justin Smoke will have a chance to end the proceedings right now. A couple of new players to tell you about for the Tigers. Adam Everett, the whiz defensively at short. That bumps Santiago over to second. As you said, Tom, got to give these tired Tigers a lot of credit. They were down 4-2, nobody on, 2 out. Yeah, Feliz is throwing 99 and throwing strikes.
It wasn't a case of taking advantage of a pitcher having a tough night. He was throwing hard. Yeah, he hit the good part of the plate a couple of times, but it's 98 miles an hour, and they fouled off a lot of those pitches. Didn't necessarily hit the ball all that hard, but it was effective.
And Justin Smoke almost had the pick on the throw in the dirt from Elvis Andrews, so would have made everything else moot. Damon never would have batted, or Ordonez never would have batted. Fute knee to Justin Smoke. Now one hangs outside. Matt Trainer on deck. There's Ryan Perry getting ready in the bullpen. Hard throwing righty. Three and one. Boy, this crowd tag on their feet for about 20-25 pitches. Just ready to celebrate, and then they all had to sit back down. Justin Smoke is up here because he gets on base, and he has done that to lead things off in the bottom of the 9th inning. Jim Leland to the mound. Doug Mathis getting ready in the Ranger pen if there's a 10th inning. Again, Perry is good to go for the Tigers. What would set up as a bunting situation here for Trainer. Does Leland leave him in because you got Blanco coming up anyway soon, and then Bourbon, right? You got a switch hitter and a lefty. And here's
your answer.
Yep, in a bunting situation, whether it's a righty or a lefty on the mound. So I think we're going to get a steady dose of Fute knee for the next 3 batters.
Trying to figure out the strategy right there. Do you bunt with Blanco and Bourbon coming up? Do you hit and run? Do you let him just swing away? I think in this kind of a game, most people would say bunt. But let's see what Ron has in mind.
Trainer is squaring and taking. The Rangers have drawn 3 walks over their last 5 trips to the plate. They don't have a hit since the 5th inning. Trainer bunts it foul. Back into the crowd. Batting 8th in the National League, as Trainer did for a long time. He was not called on to bunt a lot. You're not going to bunt to let the pitcher hit. Inge in on the grass at third, still creeping in as Trainer puts it down, and the play will be to first. The sacrifice works, and a chance for Blanco to be the hero now, or maybe somebody else. Blanco looks like he'll be getting called back. And if the Rangers pinch hit with a righty, that's where you might see Perry. Is that Arias getting ready? Oh, to pinch run. Joaquin Arias to pinch run.
Arias will pinch run. And a faster guy at second.
Nobody's on deck for the Rangers yet.
Ryan Garco. Ryan Garko will go in to play first for Smoke, and Arias will go in to play second for Blanco.
Now, if you're looking at matchups, Garko has not faced Perry. He has not faced Nee. Bourbon, the lefty, is on deck. So well, you got first base open. You could walk the pinch hitter. You could go lefty to lefty against Bourbon. You could pitch carefully to Garko.
And what Jim Leyland doesn't know for sure is if Nelly Cruz is available. So if you walk Garko to get to Bourbon, maybe you have to face Nelly Cruz instead of the lefty versus the lefty, in which case he'd probably go to Perry out in the bullpen. So a lot of strategy going on right here.
Well, and if indeed, boy, and this is taking forever here too. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and walk Garko. If Bourbon does bat, boy, he'll have the opportunity to prove once and for all he can hit lefties. Because as we talked about, nobody was tougher on lefties in the AL last year than Fute Nee. If the Rangers pinch hit for Bourbon, you're not going to see Nee continue. Going back to last inning, the second, fourth, sixth, and eighth place hitters for the Rangers have all walked. And again, the winning run is Arias at second. Bourbon is now going to get called back. Nelson Cruz is emerging.
Jim Leyland will be emerging in a minute, probably.
What's happening here? Nelson Cruz leading the league in home runs, second in runs batted in, a powerful weapon off the bench tonight. And a hard-throwing right-hander will be summoned. We'll come back and see if the Rangers can win it in the bottom of the ninth with Nelly Cruz in just a moment. In 2010, they're going to have an opportunity right now in a big way to change all that. Ryan Perry, hard thrower, comes out of the bullpen, the right-hander, to face Nelson Cruz. And then, if it gets to that, Elvis Andrus on Elvis night at the ballpark. The Rangers tied with the Tigers 4-4. So Nelly, who had the hamstring kind of bark at him a little bit in Boston, being given a rest tonight, but he's going to give this a shot right here. The winning run at second base is the pinch runner, Joaquin Arias. Big swing right off the bench. Remember, the Tigers tied it with 2 outs in the top of this 9th inning. Maglio Ordonez, longtime Ranger killer. Now the 2-out, 2 RBI base knock in the right. Now 1 career walk-off hit for Nelson Cruz. There's a homer into the bullpen on Mother's Day a few years ago with his mom here in the ballpark. Two balls, 1 strike. Cruz pinch hitting for Bourbon after Garco pinch hit for Blanco. Inside, they're trying to bust him in there, but Nelly's not taking the bait. 3-1.
3-1 does the obvious and loads the bases. Puts the winning run at third base. With 1 out, sacrifice fly can win it.
Could it set up any better? On Elvis night at the ballpark, here he comes. Five of the last 8 Rangers have drawn walks. Infield is in for the Tigers. Plenty of ways to win this game now. The youngest Ranger, a chance to be a hero right here.
A little over anxious. He's been very patient this year, but he's trying to end it with 1 swing. He might have helped Perry out right there. Perry just got done walking Nelly, threw him 4 straight balls. Might have been a chance there to use that patience. Probably a strike, but a tough one to hit. At least you got loose on the way.
Michael Young on deck. Elvis sends it in the air towards the crowd. He's got to be a 2-strike hitter now. The Rangers' last couple of hits were on an 0-2 count. Those were back in the 5th inning.
Helpless feeling for a manager. You've made the moves. You've used the pinch hitters. You've used the pinch runner. And now it's set up. And you have to have some execution right here. It's in the players' hands now.
The 0-2 to Elvis. Thank you very much. Ball game.
0-2 pitch. He called it.
And before he leaves the building, he's going to be beaten to a pulp. The 2-strike hero is Elvis Andrus.
that's a game the Rangers should win, need to win, deserve to win. And it's nice to see them come right back after giving up 2 runs to the Tigers who tied it, to come right back and win it.
Elvis had bounced the throw to Justin Smoke on a tough play that could have ended the game in the top of the inning. What a surreal night. Elvis goes from judging an Elvis Presley lookalike contest right before the game to ending the game with this hit.
Probably gave him a little bit too much to hit at right there. No balls and 2 strikes.
The walk-off winner for Elvis Andrus. Just the beginning of Elvis weekend at the ballpark. It couldn't have started any better. The Rangers 5 and the Tigers 4. Two straight wins for the Rangers now after the 6-game losing streak. And a very exciting start to a 7-game homestand here in Arlington. We go to Jim Knox with the man of the night.
All right, thank you, Josh. Here he is, Elvis Andrus. Elvis and I, what a way to finish it. Down 0-2 in the count, and then you got something you like.
Boy, it is. You know, I was looking.
He didn't want it's the pause.
Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. My goodness.
Man, that was violent right there.
Something happened.
It was savage.
Two strike, and I was just looking for a pitch that I can handle. And he threw me that, caught it up, like right on the top, and I was just thinking and make contact, and I got a base hit.
Okay, what was the story about this one? Payback, wasn't it?
It is. Like, like a week ago, I think the first week, and Nelly was the most valuable player of the game, and I did it. So I think he's giving back.
There we go. Congratulations, Elvis, on the nice night. Josh.